Yesterday was a big day. I had an appointment with the surgeon, got new braces. Yesterday was a bit of adventure. I'll do a separate video for that. Um, but last night was my first day pass, so after I got home and relaxed, or home, after I got to my hospital room, not home, and relaxed for a bit, I went down to my mom's with my husband and saw my kids. My dad didn't make it in time to see me, but my sister, my niece, and my sister's boyfriend, and my kids and mom and husband were there, and it was so nice to see everybody, especially my kids. um, I get to see them outside the hospital in our little hangout spot, but I haven't got to sit on the couch and snuggle them. So my oldest and I snuggled for a while, and the baby was a little suspicious. Like, she's had a hard time adjusting to this. Like, she's about 18 months now, and she still knows me. It was like when we came back from Edmonton, my husband picked her up at my mom's, and that was familiar to her. But then coming to see me outside the hospital, and I had the big casts on and in a wheelchair, and she didn't she recognized me, but she was cautious because I looked so different and I was in a different place, and I didn't take that hard. I was pretty sure that we were gonna have some hiccups. I mean, she's just a baby and she's just starting to understand these things. So that was tough, but the first visit, yeah, she was a bit suspicious of me, but by the end of it, she was sitting on my knee and holding my hand, so it was okay. But it took a few visits of that pattern before she was just go, go, go. Like, our visit time outside was familiar to her and comfortable, and she just had a ton of fun and went from snuggling to playing and snuggling to playing like she does at home. But then when I went to my mom's, I showed up not in a wheelchair because I've been able to walk for the last little while. I had to have somebody right beside me. It's not my feet that are a problem, it's my head. I get too dizzy and I can fall, and I don't want to do that. My head's still healing and my wrists are still healing along with other bones. But yeah, she was kind of suspicious because I showed up with different casts and walking and not in a wheelchair and at mom's, at grandma's. So she was kind of like, well, what the hell's going on here? I thought I had things figured out, and they're not figured out anymore. So she was suspicious for about 5 minutes, and then she started playing with me a bit, and then before long she was snuggling with me. But if anyone else is going through something like this with young children, don't take it to heart if they're processing it. Like, Varen, my youngest, she wasn't playing strange with me, she was processing it. It was hard for her because she's never been away from me for any amount of time, and I was away for a whole week. And then it was so different where she was seeing me and what I looked like. And then again, it was, she'd gotten used to the pattern, and then I was showing up at grandma's like I always did to pick her up, not to pick her up this time, but I was back in the old pattern, and that took her a few minutes to process and understand and kind of be okay with. And then when I left, oh, it was so hard. I just melted. My oldest understood, like, she was bummed that I was going, but she knows why I'm here, and that it's to get better, and she's supportive of it in her way, and she gets to see me one-on-one too, where the baby I can't really see a one-on-one because I can't lift her without damaging myself. But yeah, the baby was really upset when I left, and then of course I got really upset, and I cried on the way back to the hospital a bit, and I'm crying now. No, good. And then I got back here and I cried like crazy. It's hard, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we have public health care and that I have an amazing doctor, and she has an amazing team that, if she's away for a couple of days, one of the other doctors that participates at her clinic or is a partner in her clinic can be here for me. And the nurses in this hospital are amazing. And the food's even pretty good, like often very good. And the Royal Alec, my first week down, like I was here on the Sunday in the emergency room, but they flew me right down to the Alec. And then I was there for about a week, and I remember chunks of it, but just chunks of it. And my cognizantness was, it was struggling with the brain bleed, and it's getting better now. Like every day I get a little better, but I still have moments where I slow down. But and the process of going home with a brain injury is like the safest approach if possible, is to go home in chunks. Like I'm lucky because we live close to this hospital. If we live further away, it might not be possible, but I'll start on these 4-hour day passes for a little while, and then we'll probably expand those passes a little bit, and then I'll go home for a sleepover a couple times, and then I'll eventually go straight home and stay home. But of course, like, stay as an outpatient for a while, just to make sure that that everything's healing properly and staying healed. Every good day that we have is another accomplishment, and it's really, really hard to be away from my kids and my husband and our farm and work, but we have an amazing community helping, and just, we're so lucky that I'm still me. I mean, head injuries can be bad. Like, sometimes they fix themselves quickly and easily, like mine do, but we have family members who have other family members and friends as well who have family members who have had brain injuries and have turned into completely different people. And I was aware of that as soon as I knew that I had a brain injury, that even though I was okay then, like, I could slip again. Like, I was terrified, and my husband was terrified that I wasn't going to be me at the end of this. And I'm just so grateful. Like, that fall could have been so much worse, and yes, it is hard because I'm away from my family, but at least I'm in the same town, and I'm getting better, and it's gonna be okay, and we're gonna be a family again soon. So it's easy to stay positive, but there's still moments like last night where I end up really sad because I miss them so much, and I'm just so grateful that I still have them and they still have me. I'm so grateful for this healthcare system. I'm blabbering on again, as I always do, but I just want anyone else who's going through this to know that your little kids, they're gonna have their own process, and don't take it to heart if your child is like mine is, and take some time to process those thoughts. And the youngest ones don't generally process it as quickly as the older ones. But thanks again to everyone who's been helping and praying and just being wonderful. I love and appreciate all of you.